Okay, let's check this out. Let's start putting some notes in. Now, MuseScore Studio has lots of different ways you can input notes, but I'm going to be using the most basic version just to show you how this works, okay? Now, MuseScore has two different ways you can input notes. You can input the duration before the pitch, or the pitch before the duration. And its default setting is the duration before the pitch. So we're going to be selecting a note value, and then we're going to be selecting the range that note sits on. Okay, and it'll make sense in a moment. And in later lessons, we're going to do it the other way around. Now, to access this quickly, the best way is to press N on your computer keyboard. And you'll see that two things have happened. Voice 1 is activated by default, and if nothing is selected at all, it's selected a crotchet or a quarter note by default as its standard input duration. And it's also selected automatically the very first beat of bar 1. However, we can move this anywhere we like and input a note wherever we want. But at the moment, I'm just going to move it back to the first beat, and you can see we're in the first beat because we've got that blue bar there, okay? Now, I'm not going to left click, I'm not going to do anything at all. All I'm going to do is press C on my keyboard. Okay, it's added a C note, and now I'm going to do a D, E, F, G. Okay, you get the idea. It works just like that. Now, if I wanted to add, for example, it's not the best idea on the oboe, but let's say on the G, I wanted to add a note above it, I could hold my shift down and press A, and it starts building a little chord, right? Also, with that note selected, I can move the arrow on my keyboard up, and I can select the note I want it to play above, okay? Conversely, I'm going to press the escape key now to exit note input mode, right? And what I could do, now that note is still selected, I could come up here and I could choose a different note value, for example, a quarter or an eighth note. I'm going to select that, and it's changed both of those into an eighth note. Now with the keyboard shortcut R for repeat, I'm going to add more notes in. But now we've got two notes in this beat here. See what happens now. It's added two notes into the next note position, okay? And now we can edit the bottom notes value by selecting it and changing its range like that. Right? So to enter notes, press N on your computer keyboard, select the range you want it to play in, select the area you wanted to play in. For example, we've got some music here. We could put some music into the flute stave now. So I'm going to exit out so nothing is selected. I'm going to press N on my keyboard. I'm going to come and I'm going to select a crotchet again, and I'm going to come to this bar here, and I'm going to input note there. And now I'm going to miss another beat. Maybe I'm going to put one here, and I'm going to put one there, and there, and there. For example, you can put notes in with the mouse wherever you like. And you can build chords with the mouse too. Now, I have to say that inputting notes this way is not the fastest, but it's a great example of showing you how it actually works. You choose the duration, and then you choose the pitch, and you can position those notes on any bar you like, okay? If you wanted to, change the duration of that note after you've inputted it into the score. You select it with a left click, come across to the toolbar, select the note you want to change it to, left click that, it's changed that note. Now let's say we want to add another note in. I'm going to press R for repeat. I'm going to change that note now to a different note value, and I'm going to dot it. And it's completed that bar. Now, after the effect, I can alter the pitch of these notes by left clicking to select them and moving them up and down with the arrow keys on my keyboard, just like that. So it's a really good example of showing you how to put notes in into any bar in your score into any position you like, okay, using your computer keys, A through to G, or the mouse, inputting them wherever you like on the bar lines, right? So if you're happy you know how to do that, let's move on to the next one.